Welcome back to the Pastor's Minute. We'll continue our study of the blessing of the Lord. This is part 3 in our series. 1 John 4:8 says that God is love. So when we connect to God, we connect to love. Love's greatest desire is to give and to be a blessing. God intends to bless humanity. The blessing then is that quality, that endowment that's intangible, bestowed upon humanity that empowers man to fulfill God's divine destiny. The Israelites lived in Egypt for 430 years, the majority of time which was in bondage and in slavery. They became culturalized to Egypt's social and religious culture. It was easy for God to get the Israelites out of Egypt. The hard part was to get Egypt out of the Israelites. He gave the 10 Commandments in order to teach Israel. It was His desire to bless His people. When we realized that Israel had lived under slavery for 400 plus years, they were not familiar with God's order of operation. They had to be taught how to live under the blessing. The first 4 commandments gave them instruction concerning their relationship with God, how to relate to Him, and He was all they needed. They didn't need any other God. The last 6 gave them instructions on how to relate to one another the way God had designed. It's our choice whether we live under the blessing or under the curse. You see, the curse is already there. We choose either to be obeying or rejecting God's instructions. In Deuteronomy 11, He says, I set before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey, the curse if you don't. So because the curse is already out there, failure to follow God's word, we choose the curse by default. So be a doer of God's word and not only a hearer, and choose to live under the blessing. To hear the full audio version of this message, click the media button, go to the Blessing of the Lord Part 3. Remember, it's the truth you know and walk in that sets you free. I'm Pastor Carl, and this is the Pastor's Minute.